It's time to discover what your unique powers are. If you have not discovered your unique power, understand that if you are mentally healthy and physically healthy, your unique power will come to you whether you like it or not. The goal of the session is to help the Queen Mother unlock or increase her personal unique powers/gifts. First thing we're going to talk about is your environment. If you have already discovered your gift, you understand that no matter what your gift is, your muscles, the muscles in your body, help you perform the gift. Okay, so any gift you have, your muscles help you perform it. If your muscles are healthy, then you will perform your gift at a greater level. If you love yourself while you're performing your gift, you will be more sincere and intentional, which will enhance your gift. In order to find your gift, if you don't know what it is, you must remain organized because organization is the key to progress. Organization allows you to keep track of what you're doing, what works, and what doesn't work. Place yourself in an environment away from energy vampires. Here's a list of some things that can be energy vampires for some and maybe not so much for others. Social media, your significant other, children, your job, your business, your friends, television, and substance abuse. Remember that for some people, certain items on this list can count as hobbies or even powers. So maybe your significant other is not an energy vampire. Your significant other can become an energy vampire if they're not healthy for you and they're demanding your energy while you're trying to discover your gift or you're trying to perform your gift. If you don't know how to properly manage your children can also become energy vampires. The main difference between an energy vampire and a benefit is one is draining and the other is enriching. So my children are enriching. My significant other is enriching. Sometimes when on social media, that's enriching because I'm learning. But these things can also be flipped into energy vampires. Just make sure that nothing on this list is an energy vampire for you, and you will be placing yourself in the correct environment. So let's discover your power. Using hobbies is one way to discover your power. So let's look at muscle memory. So the first thing I want you to do is think about what you can do with your eyes closed. Is there anything that you can do and not just do, but do it amazingly? Do it better than most people. Can you do anything like that with your eyes closed? If you can't think of anything, don't worry, we got more on the list. But if you can, write it down. Write down what you think you can do with your eyes closed. If you can do it with your eyes closed, that means you have muscle memory. If you have muscle memory when it comes to this specific hobby of yours, that may just be one of your powers. Let's take a look at passions. Your power can be rooted in your passion. Your passion itself may not be your specific power, but your power can be rooted in your passion. So let's say you're good with children. You may think being with children is one of your powers, but maybe your real power is being a problem solver. Maybe your real power is having a healing and calming aura. Maybe your power is leadership, or maybe your power is psychology. Take a look at your passions, dissect your passions, and find out what part of your passion makes it, what part of your passion do you excel at? And you may find your power in your passion. Pure state. A pure state means you have no boundaries holding you back from displaying your powers. Let's use the example here. Your unique power is your ability to paint a landscape perfectly after seeing it just once. But how can that power blossom if you don't have a paintbrush or proper colors to paint? The pure state is when there are little to no boundaries between you and your power. So many people never discover their powers because they don't have the tools or the environment needed for their power to blossom. So, another way to find out what your powers are is to place yourself in a pure state. Give yourself access to everything you might possibly need to make your power blossom, and then you will see what your powers are. Let's move on to these steps. First thing, write down all of your hobbies. Next step, examine the hobbies and search for muscle memory. And the next step, filter out your powers from the hobby. Here are some examples. If you enjoy gaming, maybe one of your powers is gaming, or maybe one of your powers is hand eye coordination. Let's say you love fishing as a hobby. Maybe psychology can be one of your powers. Why psychology? Because when you're fishing, you need to get into the mind of the fish. You need to know where the fish will be swimming, what the fish is trying to eat, what environment the fish is going to be in. You need to know all about how this fish thinks. So you may be good at psychology. Write down all of your hobbies, examine the hobbies and search for muscle memory, and then filter out your possible powers from each hobby. Memories. Search your memories and find the moments in the past where you were really good at something. We often use our powers without even realizing it. So, what I want you to do is search your past, look into your memories, and find moments in time where you were doing something really well and you're really good at it. And just take that entire memory all the way apart so that you can look for your powers within it. First step, write down every time you took charge of a situation and performed above average. Next step, break down the performance and find the power within it. After you find the power within the performance, test it out. Create an environment where you can attempt the performance again. If you excel at it, if you excel at the performance, you can excel at it again. Now, after you realize that you can recreate that power and you are just as good at it as you were before, add it to a list. So many people are good at things, but they often forget what they're good at and they never perform it. So add it to a list. Each individual human is unique, and the number of powers each individual has is also unique. So you may have more than two, you may have more than three powers, you may have 20 powers. Write it down so you know what you're good at. The next step to discovering your powers is opening up yourself to new experiences. Sometimes you may look in your memories, you may look at your hobbies, you may look at what you like to do, and you still can't find anything. No matter what you do, you still can't find anything. This may be because your powers have not yet been discovered. So, in order to discover your powers, toss yourself off of your routine. If you go off of your routine, you'll be able to try something you've never tried before. Step out of your routine by trying something you've never tried before. After you've tried the new activity, meditate. If you excelled at the activity, try it again just to make sure that you can replicate your performance. If you find pleasure in the activity, find out what brings you pleasure. So let's say you go to SeaWorld. You've never been to SeaWorld before. You have a great time, but you didn't really do anything. You just walked around and you enjoyed the animals. If you had a great time, your power may also be somewhere in that time that you had. So maybe your power is bringing people together because you were at SeaWorld with a number of people and you all had a good time. Maybe your power was bringing those people together. Maybe your power was keeping those people together and entertaining them as well while you were at SeaWorld. Maybe your power is observing animals because you had such a great time observing the animals. Maybe your gift, maybe you have a knack for it. Maybe there are some people who get paid to observe animals or fish. Open yourself up to new experiences and then dissect the experiences to find where your powers are or where they lie in those experiences. Teach yourself new skills. You can also discover new powers by simply educating yourself and teaching yourself how to do something new. The way you're taking this course right now, this course is meant to help you unlock the power you already have within yourself. You can also take a course to learn a new power that you never knew before. Traveling. When you travel, you're going to be thrown into a culture shock whether you like it or not. If you go to a place you've never been to before. So travel to places where you've never been to, and that will force you into a new dimension. Become a yes woman. Say yes to things you would normally say no to. This will give you the opportunity to try new things, which is opening up yourself to new experiences. Make sure you always protect yourself at all times. Don't just throw yourself into new situations. Always keep safety in mind no matter what you do. But somewhere along the line or somewhere along the way, you may find something that you're really good at if you become a yes woman. If you begin a new experience, there is nothing wrong with stopping cold turkey after you just started. Because if you feel that it's not for you, you don't have to continue all the way through. So if you join a social media group, or if you join a social group and you go to one meeting and you're like, wow, I'm not vibing this with this, I don't feel it, I'm not happy, I don't want to be here, you don't have to stay. You can show up, stay for 5 minutes, and then leave. Or you can show up, don't even get out of your car. If you feel the energy is not for you, you feel it's not for you. I do want you to try new things, but I'm not telling you to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation. If you can feel the energy is not for you, move on and try something else. But just be careful that you're not just moving on and not giving anything a chance just because you're afraid. Let's move on. Meditation. What I want you to do right now, step away from your computer, set an alarm on your phone for about 10 minutes. Now, lay on your back, close your eyes, and breathe. It may help if you put your knees up in the air. Release your mind from energy vampires and return to the course in 10 minutes. Now that you're back, let's continue. Follow this step. Meditate at least one time per day. There are different ways to meditate: standing, walking, sitting, and lying down. If you are having trouble meditating, try meditating in a place where negative ions are abundant, such as the beach, park, or a nature trail. If you're walking or hiking through a nature trail, as long as you're not afraid or worried about animals and you feel that you're safe, meditation will automatically come to you. If you're at a beach, if you can lie down on the sand, on a blanket, or on a towel, and you feel safe, you don't feel like you're going to get splashed with water, you don't feel like someone's going to walk up to you and take something of yours, meditation will happen automatically as long as you are relaxed. If you are able to relax somewhere where there's lots of nature and you're not worried about bugs crawling on you and you're not worried about anything and you're just relaxed, meditation will happen automatically. Meditate at least one time per day. While you're meditating, ask yourself the question, what are my powers? Listen to yourself. You will hear yourself speak back if you listen closely. It is important to know what your powers are because when you use your powers, you feel a sense of fulfillment. You feel healthy when you use your powers. So, call to action, use your powers. You do not have to use all of your powers at once. You may have 20 powers. Use what power is most relevant to you right now in the moment. Use the power that serves you the most right now in the moment. If you continue to use your power and you hone the skill and get better at it and better at it, and you continue to use it, that will contribute to your mental and physical health. And you will be one more step closer to becoming a healthy queen mother.